Today's episode is gonna be sick. I'm meeting a legend in the tennis world. Customizes a lot of rackets to top pros. I've always customized my own rackets, but why not leave it to the pros, you know? It's freaking cold out here, Jesus. I have no idea what to expect, like zero. I've never done this in my life. I just know we're gonna do some play testing and he's gonna work his magic, so let's figure this out together. Let's go.
Example, now I have like, I don't know, 150 rackets waiting to do.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody talks about pro stock, but you don't have to over-exaggerate pro stock. Basically, everybody knows that some pro players, they play with old rackets in new colors, which is pro stock. I'll give you an example. Imagine you're a top 100 player and you play with a certain racket, and it's sold. You bought it in the shop and whatever, and you want to keep on playing with it. The brand will say, okay, we make it for you, but we're not going to sell it anymore. It becomes pro stock.
There you go.
There you go.
It's just an old racket.
It's an old racket.
This is Dieter Cali. He's essentially the Michael Jordan of racket customization. Last year alone, he customized over 1,800 rackets. That's absolutely insane. Think about a pro tennis player, anybody. Well, whoever that player is, at some point, they probably worked with Dieter. So I'm pumped that he's actually going to work on my new frames, the 2025 T-Fight 305 from Technifiber. More details on the final specs of the racket, what we changed about them, and why Technifiber later in the video. But first, let's just watch the GOAT at work.
30. Imagine 300 grams, yes, 32 balance, yes, and 300 swing. Okay, I don't change the balance, I just change the weight. This racket will feel heavier than this racket.
Interesting.
Because this weight, so you can have a racket with the same weight, same balance, but a different swing weight.
Yeah.
But that we need to see on court. Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense.
So then you know what this machine says. Okay.
All right, this right here, it's customized just like my racket. Same weight, same balance. It does feel like the same.
Not too fast.
Which one is this one?
Okay, let me see.
I don't know if it's the
The string or the, so
Yeah,
this
the
is
string.
the one with the razor soft.
Razor Soft.
Yeah.
Okay, but is the same balance?
The razor soft is the only one. Look, razor soft is a little bit heavier.
A little bit heavier.
Yeah, and no, it's the same weight,
Yeah.
same balance, but it's a little bit higher here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It almost feels a little bit like quicker for whatever reason.
The problem is if you guide,
Yeah.
the weight is going to transfer more towards the front
Okay.
because the weight is helping you guiding.
Yeah.
If you guide, the weight is pulling your racket a little bit more to the front.
Okay.
Because this is really low for a guiding player.
Yeah.
I think that's really low.
Yeah. But I'm trying to be like a little bit less guidey on my forehand. I just want to get a little more.
For the backhand, in my opinion, is that too low, 285.
This is too low?
No, that one.
This one.
You will see your backhand will go less heavy with those rackets because there's much less weight in the head. 285 is really low for the backhand. And maybe stop 2 minutes, you will see here in the forehand it will feel nice,
Yeah.
but in the backhand
Feels a little
it's
less
shorter. You see,
shorter.
you see directly. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is something you need to find today. Eh? Okay.
And that's what the rest of the day was about, finding the right swing weight and balance. In the morning, I kept switching between frames, and I was already leaning towards the heavier swing weight. In the afternoon, we were joined by French player Kylian Jacquet, who also needed customization done. By then, I started to feel like I needed more mass behind the racket. We made a few more adjustments, got to the final specs, and Dieter went to work. He customized 3 rackets so I could bring them back with me and start training with them ASAP. So let's go back to LA and take a look at the final product. All right guys, back in LA to my safe space here in my office.
Let's talk about this switch to Tecnifiber. Here are the bad boys. So going into the off season, my mind was set on switching rackets. I felt like in order for me to move to the next level, I needed a new setup. Something a little more powerful and slightly more maneuverable. In today's game, you need to serve big, you need to be able to put away shots when you have the opportunity to do so. So that's what I was looking for. Nothing extremely powerful. I like more control-oriented rackets, but something that would give me slightly more pace without me like trying harder. I tried a lot of rackets during the off season. It was silly. Nothing felt natural at all. Like as soon as I'd go back to the Onyx, I played so much better. But last minute, about 10 days before season, I got my hands on the new T-Fight 305, the 2025 version, and immediately felt natural. The specs are similar to the Onyx, 305 grams, 18-19 string pattern. I think with rackets, you know in the first 5 minutes if you're gonna like it or not, if you're gonna be able to perform with this racket or not. And I felt very comfortable with the T-Fight from the get-go. So I'll put it here somewhere, the final specs of the racket. But then knowing that Tecnifiber will help me customize the rackets and find the right setup for me it made the decision a lot easier. This racket comes slightly head heavy to my liking, so we balanced it a little bit more to the grip. From Belgium, this racket was already slightly heavier swing weight wise than my Onyx, but after a couple sessions I got used to that. I actually felt like I needed to be slightly heavier. It helps with stability, plow through. A bit heavier racket, it's easier to get some pop on the serve as well. I've always played with fairly heavy rackets, but I've been slowly dropping in weight and swing weight, I think in the past like 5 to 6 years. But today's game is too fast for like super heavy rackets. Dito was showing me the swing weights of the pros. The last 10 years, they have dropped like significantly. Everyone is playing in the high 2s to low 300s in swing weight just because the speed of the game is too fast. Everyone's hitting the ball so big. All these kids grow up like with really fast swing speed, so it's harder and harder to play with heavier frames now. But overall, I'm very happy with the setup. I do feel like I can get more weight behind my shots. If I have to play some spinny shots, I also get more shape, more bounce. That was something that I struggle with the 100D, and I feel like I can serve bigger. And I'll be perfectly honest, there's still like a transition period here of like me learning about the racket, how he performs in different situations, and like I just need the reps. But I'm really confident that this is the right frame for my game moving forward for me to achieve my goal. And lastly, I obviously joked a lot on the channel that I wasn't able to get a sponsor. And I know a lot of you are gonna think, well, you're just gonna play with whoever, is the highest bidder. But really behind the scenes, this off season, I did get some offers from different brands, but I couldn't make it work. Nothing felt natural. As soon as I went back to the Onyx, I was so much better. And I had decided to just call it, leave some money off the table, but continue to play at the highest level. That was my decision making. But with Tecnifiber, I can play with the racket, and I got to meet the team. They're an awesome group of people that I'm excited to work with. They of course believe in my on-court skills, but also in what we're doing here with the channel and doing something different for tennis. Something we spoke a lot was about the channel and how we can work together to elevate the content, give some access to pros and do different things that will be awesome for you guys to watch and for me to create. It was a big part of our conversation to bring you guys along for the ride. They're seeing the shift to digital work and the value that we creators bring to brands, to the sport in general. Still a place where tennis is lacking behind, but I think we're about to start changing that. I'm excited to get it started. I think you guys are gonna love the content that we make together. Maybe I'll make a full review of the racket. Is that something you guys wanna see? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you Tecnifiber for taking a chance, not only at me, but at all of us, 155,000 people that subscribe to the channel, that love tennis and want some fresh content, and that's what we're gonna do together. So I'm pumped to start this partnership. That being said, enough racket talk. It is time to refocus. Going back on tour tomorrow, actually, to Cleveland. Keep pushing towards my goal of making Grand Slams. Would love to play the French Open. Now I'm basically a French player with Tecnifiber and Lacoste. So let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. I know you guys have been waiting for this video for a long time. So hit that like button if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys on the next one.